Yo, 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 welcome back to the No Hedging Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ty the Jet Franklin, and I'm excited as we are winding down to get into the NFL 2023-2024 season. The summer has been too long. There's been too many things going on in the NFL that I'm excited to see play out. We had a lot of off-season trades, off-season acquisitions, the free agency, the draft, a lot of drama, storylines, player storylines, team storylines, a lot of movement. And I'm excited to see how this thing is going to play out, man. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the division. We're going to call this one Division Talk. So it's going to be a multi-part series where we're talking about each division in the NFL, man. So make sure you subscribe, you like, and you comment your thoughts below as we jump into it. First division that we're going to talk about is the NFC South. And when I'm talking about division talk, I'm talking about how I think or how I believe these teams are going to play out, how the divisions are going to play out, who's going to win the division, who's going to go to the playoffs, etc. I'm just giving you my thoughts and my opinions, okay? So, the first division we're going to talk about is the NFC South. You got your Atlanta Falcons, your New Orleans Saints, your Carolina Panthers, and your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So my opinion on the NFC South, I feel that the NFC South might be one of the weakest divisions in football. And the reason why I say that is because of the lack of quarterback play or the quarterback talent in that division. So obviously the NFC itself doesn't have the same amount of high talent quarterback play as the AFC. Everybody in the world knows that. But in this division alone is lacking a bit of quarterback play. So in this division, you have Desmond Ridder, Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, and Bryce Young. Okay. Now, are any of these quarterbacks top tier quarterbacks? Not even close. Okay. But my opinion on this division, I believe that the New Orleans Saints, yes, I said it, the New Orleans Saints will come out on top as a division leader. Okay. You have a lot of people that's leaning more so on the Atlanta Falcons, but I believe that the New Orleans Saints are going to come out on top as a division leader. And here's why I say that. You have the most veteran quarterback in the division with Derek Carr. Yes, he hasn't won any playoff games and all that jazz, but he is the most tenured quarterback in the division by far. He's been in the league longer. He's a professional. He's just got released from the Raiders. And now he's going to start a new system with a new team, a fresh start, just kind of like Drew Brees did, right? And if he does well, New Orleans will embrace him to the end. But outside of that, this team is loaded with weapons. Nothing really changed with the New Orleans Saints. Even though Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended for a few games, they brought in Jamal Williams, who led the league in touchdowns last year, rushing touchdowns last year. I believe it was 18 touchdowns. Okay. So that's not going to, they're not going to miss him for too long. Then you got Michael Thomas, can't guard Mike. He's coming back. He's healthy. Obviously, he's missed a season or two due to health reasons. But at the end of the day, it's can't guard Mike. He was one of the top receivers in the league while he was healthy. Then you have Chris Olave, second-year player out of Ohio State. Great wide receiver. Ohio State is wide receiver U. So you got Chris Olave. They brought back Jimmy Graham, even though he's 48 years old. But nevertheless, a blocking piece. Then you got Taysom Hill, right? So the offense still looks the same. And then on the defensive side, still looks the same. They just signed Cam Jordan, who is obviously a Hall of Famer playing. If he was to retire today, he would definitely go to the Hall of Fame, right? Then you have Marshawn Lattimore still back there. Then you have Tyrann Mathieu still back there, and a host of other guys that's been playing with the Saints together for some years now. So I believe the Saints are going to have 10 wins or more. So I believe they're probably going to go 10-7. I believe the Falcons, they're going to be probably 9-8. So the Falcons and the Saints are probably going to battle for that number one spot in the division. But I don't think that the Falcons have enough veteran experience to kind of take them there, especially in the quarterback position. right? When it's 3rd and 7, is Desmond Ridder going to make that throw, right? You have a tight end when Kyle Pitts, who really hasn't panned out to be that first round tight end or receiver that they expected, right? They did draft Bijan Robinson, which is a good thing because they're more so run centric. But this is the 2023 NFL season. This is a passing league, man. That run game only going to get you so far, right? And they drafted him to take a lot of pressure off of Desmond Ridder, probably because they aren't that confident in Desmond Ridder, right? So, and with that, they also brought in Heineke from Washington. So I predict that probably after 5 games, when the Falcons go 2-3 or 1-4, Heineke is going to be starting for the Atlanta Falcons at some point this season. There's been some additions on the defense to the Atlanta Falcons that are okay. You got Lorenzo Carter. They added some players. They brought in old ass Calais Campbell. Like he's going to do it. He was already on the player, pup list before the season even started. So he's washed. But you got a good DB out there with AJ Terrell. You brought in Bates from Cincinnati, who's a pretty good safety. He was a leader there in Cincinnati with the Bengals. So the defense improved a little bit, right? But nevertheless, this is an offensive league. You got to score points, man. So the Falcons, they're probably going to be battling pretty tight with the Saints in that division. Within this division, there's a lot of competitiveness, right? The games are very competitive always. So we're going to see a lot of close games, and it can really go either way. Now we have the Carolina Panthers. I believe the Carolina Panthers are probably going to finish 3rd in the division. Obviously, they drafted Bryce Young, very talented rookie out of Alabama. But will he stay healthy? Who knows? That offense, I don't believe he has enough weapons on the offensive side to help him get as many wins as they hope they should get. On the defensive side, it's okay. They still got, Brian Burns. They still got players there. But ultimately, I don't think that team is going to be as competitive as a lot of people think, especially with Bryce Young being that rookie starting his first year in the NFL. It's tough, man. He's a small guy. We see what happened with Tua getting tossed like a rag doll out there last year. So we'll see what happened with Bryce Young. And now we go into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, obviously the GOAT, Tom Brady, he retired. And they brought in Baker Mayfield, who's been a journeyman, borderline bust. He's still out there competing for a job, for the starting job. They still have pieces. They still have some receivers out there. They still have a defense. They have some of their defensive pieces or whatnot. They'll be competitive to a certain degree, but I feel like they're probably going to be battling it out for that 4th spot with Carolina in that division. So ultimately, I think the Saints are going to win this division. They're sneaky. They have the talent. They have the players. And they have the quarterback, right? Obviously, the quarterback isn't the best in the league, but Derek Carr, he's been a pretty decent quarterback. We have a paper trail of what he's done as far as throwing the football, things along those lines, getting the yards, what have you. Hell, even Devontae Adams liked Derek Carr. You know what I mean? That's why he went to the Raiders, because of Derek Carr. So with that being said, I'm putting my money on the New Orleans Saints to lead the division in the NFC South. And that's my prediction. All you Falcons fans, you can kiss it, because that's what I believe. So that's going to wrap up this video for the NFC South division talk. Make sure you comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Also, subscribe to the channel, No Hedging Podcast. We coming. The next video, we'll be talking about another division. We're going to talk about the NFC East. All right, the NFC East. So get ready. So make sure you comment below, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next time.